So I have before me a lineup of Snapdragon laptops. I have received a number of these over the past couple of months. Two of them I have reviewed, two of them I've been waiting on because I'm at a point right now where I don't know what to think about Snapdragon and all of this AI laptop jazz. Basically right now, these are my raw opinions of how I feel about Snapdragon ARM chips and all the AI frenzy in 2024. This video is brought to you by ASUS ProArt laptops. The laptops built from the ground up for creators. More information to come later in the video. So where I stand right now when it comes to Snapdragon, I think the opportunity is abundant, but the applications are minimal. And so we're experiencing all of the mainstay applications through emulations. And so basically the Snapdragon chipsets are on par with kind of your base level, let's say the Intel Core Ultra 7, 155U, great CPU, but it's more of kind of a, entry to mid-level performance CPU. When you get into something like the Intel Core Ultra 9, 185H, that definitely kind of spanks the, Snapdragon chips because they're having to go through an emulation because there have not been apps that have been built to run natively on ARM chipsets. Everything currently is still running x86, and then it is emulated, and then it is run on the Snapdragon CPUs. And so we're not seeing the full performance capabilities of these devices. And actually, only up until the past couple of weeks have you been able to download something like Premiere Pro on a Snapdragon-equipped laptop. And so that's why I have held off on a lot of review content around the Snapdragon because I'm speaking to creative professionals. And if I do not have the ability to even use the applications that I'm reviewing the laptops for, I have just found it kind of not really useful to review the devices. And so this video is coming out to kind of talk about the updates and like what's happening. So right now, we can now use Premiere Pro to edit footage. But the problem is like the performance is not even equivalent to something like I said, that Intel Core Ultra 7 155U. The export time for a 4K clip, put a 9-minute 4K clip into Premiere Pro and export it out, was around 12 minutes. The export time for 1080p was 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And most, ultra low power CPUs like a Lenovo Yoga 7i with the Intel Core Ultra 155U would export that in, about a minute and a half or so. And so that's where I kind of keep going back and forth with these Snapdragon chips is I think they have great potential. They're just not quite ready yet for the main stage. And the manufacturers had to do this. They had to launch these devices before the apps show up. Because if they say, hey guys, devices are coming out, go ahead and spend millions of dollars to develop applications for these devices, which you haven't even seen yet, they're like, okay, yeah, let me know when you launch. So really the manufacturers of the physical products precede the manufacturers of the digital products, like applications like Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe InDesign, Adobe Illustrator, or DaVinci Resolve, right? They have an ARM-based version of DaVinci Resolve, but it took 10 minutes to export a 4K clip because it's, still working through its kinks. So that's where I'm still like, okay, guys, hold off. Like, I'm not quite sure if these devices are ready yet, but we're getting close. This video is brought to you by the ASUS ProArt P16, the flagship creator laptop from ASUS that provides on-the-go workstation performance within a beautiful and durable military-tested all-aluminum chassis, outfitted with a pen-compatible 4K OLED Corning glass display that is durable and color accurate. It weighs 4 pounds and is just over a ½ an inch thick, capable of all-day battery life for productivity tasks, and fitted with the ASUS dial to streamline your workflow, providing access to your most commonly used tools. Equipped with the AMD Ryzen AI 9 CPU, up to 64 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 4060 or 4070, this device is a powerhouse for architecture and 3D modeling work. And trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg when looking at what the ASUS ProArt P16 has to offer. Check out my full review content within the playlist linked in the YouTube cards above or in the description below. Thank you so much to ASUS ProArt for sponsoring this part of the video. Okay, now the conversation of AI. AI this and AI that, it's driving me crazy. I don't understand this obsession towards something that already kind of exists in a software sense and it being so like integrated into a hardware sense. And I understand it from like a security standpoint. Like you can now use AI tools on your computer and you pull from the cloud, but it doesn't push towards the cloud. Like I get that. Like that's really neat. But right now I can only edit video for about 3 hours and then this becomes a very large paperweight. So why not solve like the main problem first, which is your computers go dead after 3 hours? I'm talking specifically about Windows-based devices because the ARM chips seem to have the battery life thing figured out. We see Apple Silicon with the M1 getting stellar battery life. Now we're on to M3. Battery life continues to be incredible. Editing video on the go is really great. Performance on the go is really great. And that's what I'm anticipating with these ARM-based devices like the Samsung Galaxy Book Edge or Lenovo Slim 7X or the OmniBook from HP or the PZ13 from ASUS, right? These Snapdragon-equipped devices, they're going to end up solving the problem of these becoming large paperweights when they go dead. That is a problem that I don't feel like AMD or Intel is really facing right now. They're like trying to push your eyes so towards AI and how AI is going to be this miracle. And the problem is like you can't use something when the battery goes dead. And I keep saying that because I'm like, holy crap, can we just solve the first problem, which is to keep the thing charged? And security, I think, is great. Like, I think that's really, really nice. It's a great idea. But just for now, just don't put your crap all over the internet, right? Just keep it in-house. Design on your computer. Design on your drive. Don't use so much AI in your daily life if you're worried about security. On top of that, the tools that we use are all software-based tools. They're all internet-based tools. I don't personally use any sort of AI tool on my device. The coolest thing that I think exists currently right now in a tool is going to be like expand your background in Photoshop. So for me as a creator, like if I take a picture of somebody on a purple background and it's only about this wide, but then I want the entire thing to be like a magazine cover or a hero on a website, I can just click expand background and like it's all purple now. Like that's awesome. That's really, really cool. That would have taken me an hour or two a year ago, and now it takes me 10 seconds to just click a button. Love that. That's fantastic. But there's no like issues of security with that, right? So those are really nice tools that to be used. Another thing that I use is I download the audio from my videos, and then I have a transcription tool which automatically transcribes it. Then I put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, please generate YouTube timestamps for me. And those are really cool things that are not security issues. And so they're really focused on like this security issue. And I never see myself like having a big security problem. I don't put super sensitive information out to the internet. I don't create really interesting things that I'm trying to like keep my domain on. I just want this to stay charged. Please. That's it. That's all I want. Just keep it charged. I don't care about AI. I just want my laptop to not go dead. And that is why for me, I think Snapdragon, I think ARM-based chips, I think what Qualcomm and Apple are doing is going to be the future. I think AI is a side road. So it's like you got the highway. You know, when you're driving along the highway and you see somebody like driving on the road that like goes along the highway and you're like, why are they driving? Like the highway's right here. What are you doing on that road? And now obviously like country roads have like houses and stuff connected to them. So I understand that they might be going to like a house. But like if you're on the highway, you get to go faster. Why not just get on the highway? Why be so just trying to be like, come on, join the side road. Look at the side road. It's going to be the answer. This is just like my raw opinions. And I have not made heavy, extensive reviews of Snapdragon chips. And I just want you to understand my raw thoughts and why I have not been heavily pursuing these. Number one, the apps are not available for Snapdragon. Number two, the AI laptops that are coming out are not as efficient as I had hoped they would be. They got us like a 15 to 20% boost in battery life. Nothing more than we've seen year over year in the past with the absence of all this AI stuff. And so it's just becoming just clutter, I feel like, in the tech industry. Comment below. Let me know how wrong or right you think I might be. I just am sharing my raw thoughts on the topic. I'll see you guys in the next video.